Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Command Your Confidence. My name is Rob, and today we're going to talk to you about how to turn your life around as a man when times are tough. Just waiting for everyone to get in here. We got Mac in here. What's up, Mac? How's it going, man?
What's up, bro?
Good. We are live. I
We're
just
live?
figured I'd get the show started early. Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
It's been a long day.
yeah, man. It's what time is it there with you?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. All right, just 10 a.m. here in Tokyo.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're
Yeah,
just rolling out of bed, and I'm probably just getting ready to go to bed in a couple more hours, right?
I have MLD's dog here. He's away.
Oh, okay. Well,
He's out of
can I
Tokyo.
pet for him or?
She might be barking. I don't know. She's a bit hyper. She gets a bit hyper in the morning. I don't know. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, my dog gets like that too. So, yeah, but yeah, man. So like today's show, I figure we talk about like because as guys, we all have that point in our lives where we want to like make a change for ourselves and everything because we get super frustrated. And we were both there at one point in our lives too, right?
Oh, oh yeah, man. I mean, that's kind of why I came to Japan. It's kind of at a spot. Kind of frustrated. Just wanted to, get out of Ireland. I never thought I'd be in Japan like for 6 years, but no, I just wanted to like, do something different, do something new. Um, and it ended up, living here for 6 years and changing the course of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just gotta do something. You just gotta take action. You gotta take action. You gotta go in some direction. You gotta experiment with different things until you figure out what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No, I think that's a good idea. I mean, and sometimes too, I think we all get stuck like in inaction and everything. We don't want to take any action. And I think we have to make that decision, take responsibility in our lives to take the action for our lives if we want to make a change.
Yeah, man. I got who's that? We got Affy in house.
What's going on, guys?
Hey,
What's going
Avi, how you
on?
doing, man?
What's
Cool.
up, bro?
To get my camera to work, I was having trouble with it, so I just had to rock out. I don't know what's going on with it,
It's all
but
good, bro.
good.
This this is a good day for technical issues. I was having a lot of technical issues too before I got on here. I spent a good 30 minutes trying to figure out why my uh, broadband, I was trying to plug in my internet instead of using the Wi-Fi. So I spent about 20 minutes trying to figure out that. Then I had a camera problem.
See? Yep.
But yeah, we're talking about today, like we've all three of us have all at that point, and a lot of people who come to this channel too have come at this point where they wanted to make a change in their lives, right? And because like this really we're super frustrated with how life, their life was going, and they want to do it. But sometimes we get stuck. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about ways to like kind of get out of that stuck, being stuck, and so you can move forward and develop the life that you want for yourself. There's just a lot of hurdles that come along this path of, the journey as a man to achieve success in life.
Um, the most efficient advice I can give, period, and I'll even be lenient. I would say you got to start now. Last case scenario in the morning. Give yourself the rest of the day to simp whatever you've been doing wrong or binge eat, smoke weed. Like have your last little fun of whatever it is, and in the morning you start because you wanting to do it is not gonna make you do it. You gotta feel like you need to do it
Mm.
and shit that you need to do that you are in control. You gotta start now, and then if I start next week, well then I might have talked myself out of it 3 times. Barely got there. If I start tonight, start tomorrow, then by that next week I didn't already got a habit. That's something that's
Hmm.
see so. Start right now. Don't try to like do it when it's convenient or I made
Mm.
that mistake, just plenty of times. Sometimes you just gotta jump.
Yeah, right. No, I agree. Well, in the lot, one of the toughest things that, when I just kind of wanted to make a change in my life, like I had the drive to do it, but what held me back was my belief about the world around me and myself that I couldn't make this happen for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And that can be
Inaction.
a
I
hurdle for a lot of people.
Inaction is why so many men don't reach their potential. Inaction is pure cancerous, you know? Like
Hmm.
all you got to do is take action. You know, a lot of guys they just suffer from inaction. They can't, they just don't start. They think, oh, tomorrow I'll do it. I'll do it next week, or sometime I'll do it. It's and it's all hopes and dreams. It's all fucking bullshit because they're not fucking making it happen. They're
Hmm.
just like, oh yeah, I'll do this, and they get comfortable by thinking about it. They get into their thoughts, right? And they never really take action. They're like, oh yeah, I could do this, I could do that, or I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do. They're all talk. They're all shit talking. You know,
Hmm. Why do you
they
think
never actually
they
do
do
it,
that?
huh?
Why do you think they just shit talk and not take action? Like,
Because
why?
they, I don't know. It's almost like guys get more comfortable with their thoughts. It's like, yeah, they start to fantasize. They'll get caught up in their fantasies, right?
Hmm.
They don't actually, they get comfortable about thinking, oh yeah, I could do that, and I will do that, but they never actually do it, you know,
Hmm.
and then it just leads to nothing happening. Like it's just, time goes by. Time is like a resource that you don't get back. Like it's their most valuable resource. Like we're all gonna fucking die. Like we're all gonna wither and die. It's not like I'm not trying to dish out black pills, but it's a reality of life. You only
Hmm.
got a certain amount of time, so you got to take action. You might you know, just don't overthink things. It's like cold approach. It's like day game. Like guys that like way overthink the process of like just fucking talking to a chick. Like you just got to roll up to a chick and start talking to her, and then become more
Right. No, I
socially
hear you.
calibrated all the time. You know?
Right. No, that's true. Well, I think that's, like we've talked about this a lot, but I think the fact that we like all overthink shit like all the time, and then when we get on our heads and think about stuff, we think about all the bad stuff that can go wrong, or maybe we're just overthinking it to the point too much
Right.
where we're just like, we don't want to fucking do anything.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like yeah, you're like you said, people start thinking about the bad things that are going to happen. It's like some guy could be like, yeah, yeah, I want to start a business, but then he starts thinking, oh, what about the taxes, and I don't know how to do that, and it just causes inaction, right? Instead of the
Hmm.
person that just says, yeah, I'm gonna make a business. I have an idea. He just starts taking action rather than like thinking about all the problems such as like taxes and like how do I do this, and you kind of figure it out as you go along.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a
Mm.
process and everything. What say you about that on all this that we're talking about, Afi?
I got a question for both of you guys, and it's a question that I'm just curious to see what you guys think.
Okay.
Because you hear both sides of this. So when people talk about goals, you hear one side. You hear um, don't speak your dreams and stuff to people because they'll hate on you and stuff like that. And then you got the other side that says, speak them out. You know what I'm saying? Into
Hmm.
existence. So which one do you guys think? You think it's like keep it to yourself because you want to, or do you think it's better to put it out there?
It's an interesting. That's an interesting question. I think you're setting yourself up for a fall if you speak too much, right? It's
Hmm.
okay if you speak them out and you talk about them and you take action. But the problem is a lot of people speak too much, you know, and that's what I'm talking about. People that talk too much. They talk instead of taking action. And then they
Right.
get comfortable with they think because they're talking about it that they're making something happen, and they're not really. You know, a lot of people talk. A lot of people talk shit for a long time, and they never do anything. So it depends really. Like if you talk about it with your friends and talk about what you want to do, but you're like also taking action, that's fine. But
Right.
you want to be taking action. That's the main point. You know,
Right. No, and I
that's
agree. Well,
that's what I think.
whenever I've told some people about my goals, they would always like kind of tell me that, why you want to do that, or, you can't do that. But I'm just very strong minded about it, because before I like, because when they criticize me and stuff, I would let that, kind of hold me back. But I just had to learn to be tough minded about it. But sometimes I like to do it as well because it also keeps, if I speak to someone and I'm going to do something, I think it holds me accountable to actually doing it. You know what I'm saying?
I know for me, I'm big into manifesting, so I do it, but I don't suggest that everybody do it like that because some people can't like handle hate and pressure. See, me, that's my pressure zone is my effective zone. So I get shit. I put unnecessary pressure on myself just so I can finish it. It don't even be real. I just make it up just to get my, you know what I'm saying? Like boom, if I just it could be the smallest thing. It could just be whatever. Like boom, like okay, I got a girl. And she want to have sex with me. We confirm it. We talk about it. I can tell, but I ain't been working out. So boom, I say okay. You know what? If I go to the gym 5 times in a row, then I can fuck that bitch. Just sit like that. She don't have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like she don't.
Hmm.
It's not a conversation like, "Hey, girl," I'm like, no, it's just a mental thing with me. So it's like, okay, so boom, boom, boom. Now I get her the prize. She's just a part of the end part. But
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think pressure can work positively for some people for sure. Like if you
Hmm.
put something out there, you tell everyone, something like, "Oh yeah, I'm quitting alcohol. I'm not going to drink again." Then you're like drinking the next weekend. You kind of look like an idiot, right? So it's like
Yeah, you do.
that kind of pressure, can help you stick to your guns or take action, because you've told people you don't want to look like someone, you don't want to look like you're not a man of your word.
right,
So you want to stick with your word, right? Um, so yeah, I can see the benefits of putting it out there. You know, give yourself
Hmm.
that little more encouragement, that little bit more pressure, because people are aware of what you said. You don't want to look like a hypocrite. You don't want to look like you're just a shit talker. You know,
Hmm. Right.
uh,
No, that's true.
so yeah,
I know sometimes I think too, like you got to put the pressure on yourself. I mean, if you're kind of unhappy and stuff, you got to look at yourself and be like, well, hey, you didn't take. If you're not doing the actions and the stuff that's necessary to get you to where you want to be, it's your own fault. And
mm,
you somewhat use that to motivate yourself as well.
yeah,
But I think a lot of us, when we want to go and make a change in our life, we just kind of get stuck sometimes because, I mean, yeah, we're going to tell people we want to do. We got this mindset like, okay, yeah, it's difficult. It could be difficult, but sometimes we just don't know what to do, and we kind of don't know where to start. I mean, yeah, I guess you can just take action and just go with the flow, but sometimes people want to be careful with the actions that they take.
right. It's a complicated mess, isn't it? No, but the reality is, sometimes you're going to be lost. Sometimes you go onto, but you'll find a way once you start doing different things. You know, things
Hmm.
will, things will start coming to you as well. You might find yourself doing something that you never really planned on doing, but it might be something good. Like, I mean, I never planned on being on YouTube, like doing teaching guys game. That's not something I planned. Like, that's something I kind of came across, and just from taking action, from going places, from traveling, going through the world, seeing, meeting different people. You can find a way, right? If
Hmm. Right.
if you meet new people, and you can end up in places that you don't even expect, but it could be a good place. You know,
Hmm.
just from experimenting and meeting new people and going different places. Like the worst thing you can do is just stay stagnant. and just stay in one place and like just not do much, because then nothing much is going to happen, right? But if you're
Hmm.
out there in the world, like making, meeting different people, going different places, going, like just being active in life, stuff will come to you that you won't
Hmm.
expect. And then, good stuff, bad stuff, but who knows, really?
No, that's true. Would you agree on that, Afi?
Most definitely. Hey, AV said he wanted to pop on. Could he pop on?
Yeah, send them the link.
Okay. He just sent me a message right now. Shout out to
Uh,
him.
yeah, it's coming. We want to have Alpha Villains on. I haven't talked to him. It's been a month since I last talked to him, but no, I think too. Like a lot of like from what I did too is just taking action, and like when I took the action, I just kind of found the people who kind of got me on the right path. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I found like you and Afi, and just other people I've met in my personal life, and just kind of getting their opinion on things because it's weird because when you have like a I don't know. I've noticed when I kind of figure out have more clarity on what I want and stuff, I tend to meet more of the people who are a lot like me, who kind of are maybe doing something different, but they have the same type of entrepreneurial mindset, or the same type of the same interests and stuff by me, and that's just all by just going out there and just kind of learning how to change my perspective on things.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, because if you stay home and you're just like going to your 9 to 5 job and you're just doing the same things over and over, repetitively, you know, what what can you expect is going to happen? It's just going to continue. Like, you're not going to change. You're not going to grow. You're probably going to get depressed. I mean, you see, like, Japan's an amazing country, but it's so regimented. Like, I mean, I enjoy living here. It's kind of, as a foreigner, you can get to enjoy the spoils of their intense kind of labor. But if you get on the train here in the morning, you know, you'll see, like, on the subway, on the train, you're out and about. You'll see all these businessmen, businesswomen, whatever, office workers, like, looking severely depressed, like, on the trains, just because it's like they have such a fucking long day ahead of them. It's so
Hmm.
fucking long. Like, if you get in the train like at like 7 a.m., the train will be packed. Since the whole beer bug thing, it's gotten they're slightly less packed. It's
Hmm.
kind of good. One of the good things about this whole bullshit. But
Hmm.
um, yeah, like, my point is, you'll see like just very depressed looking people because they're living this like boring, like regimented lifestyle where it's like very kind of arduous. Like, it's very arduous, very long, like long hours. Like, they're doing the same shit. They're working for people they don't want to work for. They're doing all these tasks that are like mind-numbingly boring. Happy.
Hmm. Well, yeah, you know what? It's like they're stuck in a routine, right? And like everyone's capable of turning their life around, but some people like, or maybe some people are just comfortable like that. But I noticed that like people who kind of are just part of the same routine every day. I do notice that, like you're saying, you kind of tell by the body language and like the way they're acting that they're unhappy, and maybe they wanted to make an effort. I mean, but they didn't. Like Randall said, they didn't take accountability and control. I really like that comment, by the way, Randall. Thank you. Saw that earlier. Um,
Yeah,
but
man.
I think, yeah, we're all capable of turning our lives around. It's just like we have to be responsible for that. I mean, hey, if we don't want to do, if we keep living in fear, if we keep, being afraid to change or go on, spark on another journey, yeah, you're gonna like kind of get, and you'll get to that point where you're afraid, and yeah, you just be like, well, hey, I want to be normal, and like, it takes someone who has a strong willpower, and it takes a lot of discipline to kind of, push through all the bullshit and
Right.
get there.
Yeah, I think some people, they find a job that's kind of reasonable, and they get comfortable in it, and then they stick at it, and it gets they end up getting depressed because, first of all, when they entered the job, they didn't like it that much anyway. It was just kind of like a way to make money, and then over time it becomes like unbearable. Like so at the beginning it was like, yeah, just a way to make money. It's all right, I guess. But then over time they become severely depressed because it's like shit. Like, even at the start wasn't that great, but they're doing it for such a long period of time. Then
Mm-hmm.
even people, they might find some company job where it's like at the start they might even like it. Let's say they like it, but no matter how good something is, it's gonna ultimately become boring. So if you
Mm-hmm.
remain like if you're like in the same company, kind of doing the same shit for like decades, like a decade or 2 decades, or like talking like that shit will like drive you nuts. Like I said, even if like I just see it. I've seen it. I've talked to people. Obviously, I've never worked in a company for decades, but I've just witnessed. I've talked to older people. I see their body language. I see how they look. I see them on the trains every day. These people don't look happy. They don't look fulfilled. It looks like they're like struggling. Like they're just fucking doing what they have to do. Um, and it's really not the way I want to live my life. Having that kind of just like mind-numbingly boring kind of routine. It's like to be honest, with you, I live the player lifestyle, like I really do. So it's like honest. I don't believe in monogamy, so I'm a guy that's like if I hook up with a 10 out of 10 girl, you know, like a girl that I perceive to be 10 out of 10. Eventually, like the sexual attraction is gonna wane, and I'm gonna like, I'm still gonna be able to perform with her, but it's like, even with a 10 out of 10 girl, after like couple 4 months, 3 or 4 months, when you've done all the degenerate, hot sex, you'll go into the convenience store, see a 6 out of 10, and the 6 out of 10 will be more appealing because it's a new girl.
Mm-hmm.
Variety is the spice of life. Like I really believe that. Like it's like variety. You want to mix things up. You have new experiences. You know, that's why I'm all
Mm-hmm.
about like living a player lifestyle. I think every guy wants to live like that, but some guys aren't made for it.
You
Mm-hmm.
don't you don't think it's one girl that as a 10 out of 10 that you had, and she was like, either you commit to me or I'm out. What you doing? The best girl you ever had. So let's give you 5 more years of playing, having fun. So add 5 more years of experience, and then you reach the best girl you ever had. It just perfect timing, everything. But she only wants you by yourself.
I mean, I can't predict what I'll be like in 5 years time. Like I'm not the type of guy that's naive. I'm not like I'm very open minded as well. Like I'm like I never say never basically because I don't know what's gonna come down the line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm gonna be like in 5 years time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you can't really, if you say something and you're so like, if I say, oh, never, man, I'll never settle down. I might have to eat my shorts because I
Yeah.
could be full. It could, it could happen. Like I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but when you're in your prime and you're capable of enjoying multiple women, and there's absolutely no incentive for me to settle down. And
Mm-hmm.
too many guys settle. That's the thing. Too many guys settle way too early, and they miss out on so much. It really depends on what you want. Like I said, like I genuinely believe some guys are not really made for the player lifestyle. They're more like they're not. It's not. They don't have that drive to be with multiple women, and they're kind of they. So it really depends on what you're after. Like some guys, might suit them just have one woman and make a family for themselves. That's not for me right
Right.
now anyway. And I don't see it happening anytime soon. But I'm
That's.
a free agent. I just like being free, freedom.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Rob? The best one you ever had?
Oh God, man, that revised situation. Well, you know what? To be honest, like I'd have to go with Max thing. I'd have to see where I am, like down the road. Like
2 years.
2 years, okay.
No,
Oh man, that's
hey, no,
I.
but
Honestly, like I'd have to see, man. Well, because like, well, you know my story, man. I told you about this one girl I kind of was, messing around with for like 4 months, and I kind of got some, attachments to her. But at the same time, I had the same thing. Like, I still had the urge to want to go out there and meet other people. You know what I'm saying? So I'd have to wait and see on that.
Guess
It
what?
just
Guess what happened, guys? Yes. See, we both struck out. That was a trick question. You see how you do it. You're supposed to say no because we're not supposed to go for ultimatums. It's supposed to be no right off the bat. See?
oh, I didn't realize. Hey, did you give Alpha Villains the link to this?
Huh? Yeah.
Did you get? Okay, cool. I'm just waiting for him to hop on.
Yeah,
But
man. I mean, you know.
no, that is a trick. That was a good trick question. But yeah, I mean, you can like, I can say the same thing with just kind of like this. I don't know. Sometimes though, like I notice, like just ever since I've been getting good at women and talking to more women, just gets tired sometimes for me to deal with all that, And I mean, this week, like I probably like just kind of was just very forward with two girls just because like I was like I didn't want to just because I was talking to a couple other people, I just didn't want to waste my time with these people. They weren't serious. And by forward, I mean like just kind of like seeing if they wanted something casual or something like that. So,
I
but
think
Mm.
I
if
mean,
I
I
got
get
serious, I
tired.
would still want to live by myself, though. I think that's something that, with my age, I can't tell you a good reason why. I just, even if I'm just dealing with one person, I still want my own space, though. I don't
Oh,
want to.
yeah. I
Hmm.
agree, man. You and me are like the same, man. Because I love my own space. Like I just like to have a space where no one can come. It's
Yeah.
just like you can chill out. You relax. No one can bother you. Like if someone I've done all share houses and things before. And it can be fun and whatnot, but now I've gotten used to kind of having my own space, like, and I really like that. You can go
Yeah,
out anytime and meet people, then you can come back to your crib and chill and do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know.
yeah, I like that. I did a video on my channel not too long ago about like this, why I like living alone. And I just like I stated out one of the reasons why I can have, meet multiple women. I could do just have my peace and quiet. No one's like bickering and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can kind
Hmm.
of set my own schedule and routine without having to be on someone else's routine. So I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know too, and I think just
I
for
remember,
all
I
the
remember
men
times
who.
where just getting into it with my girl, and then I know I gotta, I mean, I'm alpha and I'm macho and all that, but it don't matter. Like, you still, when you and your girl get into it, it's still gonna be some bullshit when you like. No matter how you deal with it, it's just like, okay, she tripping, and then you do this. Let me go to the bar. I'm gonna go see my homies. I'm gonna play a game. But then she when you walk in the door, it's some shit with her. It's just so much better to just go home and then don't have to deal with that person.
Peace of mind.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the only thing I got to, and this often, we got all the dogs we got to take care of. Those, but yeah, a lot easier than dealing with yeah, I can see that for sure. But I think too, one of the things I like about too being on my own, and I also mentioned this too, and this is important for us guys, is we get the time to like think to ourselves, kind of reflect on our lives and figure out like where we want to go and how we can make ourselves better guys and build our mindsets than anything else.
Yeah, man. I mean, just the idea of having to share space with a chick that just it's gonna be in your space all the time. I mean, even if she's your ideal woman, it's gonna be, for me, it's just someone who appreciates their own space. It's gonna get annoying after a while. And it comes down to different, some guys, it comes down to personality type too. Some people like having someone around all the time. you know I'm just not like
Mhm.
that. For some guys it might work. Other guys it's not going to work. We're not all the same. This idea we're all the same, all the solutions gonna one solution is gonna can cover everyone. It's like, that's why there's different solutions for game. That's what, like, it's not a one size fits all, because we're different. We all look different. We're different heights, different body sizes, different bank accounts, different social
Mhm.
skills, different locations. different. There's so many variables, man. Like so, like one solution, what might work for one guy is not going to work for another guy, right? Like completely different. They need a completely different solution to their dating problems, their life problems. It's like um, so it's like that,
Hmm.
um. It's like, what do you want in life? What are you looking for? It's don't copy what everyone else. It's like
Hmm.
figure out what you want and then do that.
Do you think that's where we get lost, guys, though, because we want to we kind of look to other people and like we want to be like them, and I think that kind of keeps us from discovering our true selves as guys.
I mean, it's definitely, it can definitely be an issue. People, with all the social media and shit, people thinking that, obviously people capping on Instagram, pretending that they're living these baller ass lives when they're really not, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and then thinking, oh, my life is shit because I'm not riding a private jet or something. It's like some dumb shit like that. Maybe people's expectations gone, maybe a little bit too high or a little bit too low. I don't know. Some people
Hmm.
set the bar way too low. Some people set it too high. You get me?
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I hear you. What do you have to say about that one, Afi?
Uh, well, no, I had a question. I was just waiting for Matt to finish.
Oh, okay.
But it's,
You keep those questions coming, man.
it's about life stuff too. I mean, Rob, like I'm into like I want to get into like producing and directing and acting and all that stuff. So like those commercials, the last one is dope. Like how long does it take to make those?
are you talking about the pandemic pickup commercial?
Yeah, but you were in a few of them. Like
Oh yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah. Oh man, that's like, well, MLD's behind that, but he makes those things like, man, it blows my mind really. Like, I mean, like the way he puts them together, pretty like fucking fast, man. But it takes a lot of work, man, because we gotta like get a lot of there's a lot of elements to it, and like there's like he has like a professional like guy in Tokyo that this guy was has produced like ads for Fila and like I think all kinds of big brands, man, like big brand done commercials.
Oh,
So this
wow.
guy's like really professional. Like he's like, you think there's just a camera? No, there's more than that. There's lights and shit, and there's like, dude, like it's not just a camera that we have behind that. It's like there's a whole all like it's a one man show, but like there's a lot of equipment. It's crazy. Like it's
Hmm.
insane. Like but it's pretty fast, man. You just gotta like, I don't know, just gotta be tenacious about it and like make it happen. Like, but write the I guess MLD writes the script, figures out the locations, the shots. Then he calls the guy, tells him what he wants, and then like they decide the locations, and then we go and do it. Like it happens pretty fast, man. But you need obviously sometimes we need girls to be in them, so we got to get the girls. Maybe sometimes they're late, sometimes they don't
Hmm.
show up. Like there's issues, man. Like so um
I like
you know
that one video I did with those with two girls. Like it looked like we were in that little like caged room. They had the little cage in the room and everything, and they were looking
yeah,
all
man. It was a
sexy.
that was this that was another one. Like there's a lot of elements to it. We have to like get the location, like find this cool apartment. We have to get the girls, make sure they show up on time, and like because girls,
What's
man,
what's the hour
dealing with
take? Like
women, man,
5
like
hours or something like that?
how long does it take to film everything?
Yeah.
Takes about, man, takes a couple hours. Takes, it depends. Might take 1 or 2 days. Like not a
Oh,
full
okay,
day, but
yeah.
maybe we have to separate it. Like it takes about 5 hours, I guess. Like you know, this shit happens fast, but it takes action. It's all about action, man. Like it's because sometimes it blows my mind. Like MLD's like, oh shit, we're gonna make a commercial, and I was like, what? By when? When do you want to make? When do you want to finish it? And he was like, oh, by night. Like it might be like Tuesday. And he's like, oh, we're gonna film it on Saturday, and I was like, what the fuck? Like shit, we gotta like, we gotta get everything sorted. Like we gotta get the car, gotta get the girls, gotta get the location, gotta call the camera guy. Like yeah, so thing about MLD, man, he makes shit happen. He doesn't like sit around. We're talking about action earlier, right? One thing I respect most about MLD, that man takes fucking action, man. Consistent fucking action. Every day
Mhm.
action. Like he doesn't waste time. He's always doing something, man. That guy,
Mhm.
even if he's on, on a holiday or so, the guy's like doing something. Like that's why he's like successful. That's why he's
Yeah,
doing. Well.
and I had him on an earlier stream, probably like earlier in the middle of last month, and it's titled like "How to Be a Millionaire." If you guys want to check it out, but he told me one of the key things to having any success is having, like we mentioned this on a few other streams with some other people on, there's discipline. Because if you don't have the discipline, you're not gonna. And if you don't hold yourself accountable, and you got to do whatever it is you got to do, despite how you feel. If you don't want to do it, if you're too afraid to do it, you've got to discipline yourself to do it. And so he told me that's how he got ahead. It was discipline. That's what conditioned him to take proper action that he needed to become so successful.
Yeah, you need to have a crazy drive for it. You need to like, if you don't want it, you're not gonna get it. I was raised differently. I was raised like, my parents are Catholic. They're good people, but like they had a bad attitude towards money. It was more like they always told me, they always kind of reassured, like told my mother always told me, money's not important. It's not the most important thing in life. And there's some truth to it, obviously. Like your health is probably more important than money, but
Hmm.
it's kind of a maybe an Irish thing, maybe like a Catholic Christian thing where money's evil. You shouldn't care about money and stuff. I kind of made, I always, all throughout my 20s, I kind of like, I don't need money. It's not that big a deal. It's, kind of just floating through life, banging chicks. But ultimately, when you get your finances sorted, like it gives you like a lot more freedom to do what you want to do, to enjoy life. That's a cold, hard truth, like of the reality of the world we live in. Like you want to you want to try and become financially free, man, because that ultimately gives you freedom. But it's like
Hmm.
it's not maybe not fair or whatever, but life isn't fair. um you know you want to
Right.
get that we all want to be free, man. That's the one thing.
No, that's true, man. Like, I think for a lot of people that might just be difficult because, like, I came from a mind. My mom would always like, it's always where you got to save your money and stuff, and so it kind of, and she came from a poor background, so I kind of, I mean, I go out and do it, but I don't overdo it. I know what it's important to spend my money on, and and I do find to put some of it away, so I can, like, I invested in Bitcoin and stocks. So I take a little bit out there. I mean, I don't put a lot, but at least I'm putting something in there, which is better than nothing.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, there's Afi has a bunch of static or something. Is that like
Yeah,
is that yeah, what is that? It sounds like a river or something.
yeah. You gotta find the stream, Hoffy.
How about now? I think that might have been the BART train.
Oh, okay.
What
So
about now?
Afi, what's your opinion though on what we're talking about? Because we're talking about, like, you have more, if you you have more, I guess, like freedom to do whatever you want when you have money. And we kind of mentioned that discipline is very important too, as far as, like, getting ahead and achieving your goals. What do you have to say about that?
Um, I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound better now. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that we it's the BART train. It's like the subway equivalent. It's like right where I live, right here.
There's
Um,
just
Oh, okay.
there's just static. It's like a static sound. It's like, but it's cool, man. It's all
Yeah, it's
good.
all good, man.
Yeah.
uh,
But what do you have to say?
I say discipline is the hardest thing because
Hmm.
temptation takes over. Whatever your vice is, like it's hard to go against your vices. Your vice could be eating cereal 10 bowls a day, but whatever.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
cereal.
yeah,
Eat
man. There's guys out there doing that, man. Trust me. There's
Oh, I cannot do that.
hard. Shit,
you might think it's
I
funny.
want.
We might be laughing at it, but there's
Can't do
guys.
it. I can't. I'm not gonna say I can't do it like in life, but it ain't happened yet. I still smoke. It's
Hmm.
bars. It's a vice. It's my what did I just say? My vice. That's
Mm.
else. But yeah, you know, so
Right.
it's hard. So getting that discipline is, if you can get the discipline before you start, man, that'll take you a long way. 'Cause a lot of people, they may accomplish stuff, and they may not be they may not be that disciplined. They might, tear off here and there, but still be successful. But they didn't really learn the certain principles and stuff of doing things the longer way. Like it's like people who become rich, millionaires. Um, they're not taught to be millionaires, so you can't blame them for not. Oh, you stupid! You spend their money, all your money. I would have never did that. You don't know because you never had that. If
Mm.
you didn't know either, you never. That's why dealing with when you have a business and you run the business, and then you get successful, you get more successful. You learn where you fucked up at, what not to do. Then your money is coming in good, but you learn lessons through all of that shit to
Hmm.
be able to handle it. You know. Um,
Yeah, I think that's another thing when you take the action too, you learn the lessons along the way. Even if like you're not succeeding at first, you can learn some lessons from it, and then like you kind of like think of other creative solutions to your problems that will help you get ahead until you follow through whatever it is you're going to do, or reach a breakthrough with your goals.
do you think anybody can be successful? Like, is it like anybody with the right mentor? You think, or you think some people it's just not? You know.
Well, I think anyone can, but yet there are some people that they have to be open to having a growth mindset. If they're going to, if they're not going to just be constantly, set in their ways, I don't see it possibly. I think you have to be able to be open to like trying things. Yeah, a mentor is going to help you do that, but you have to listen to what the mentor is telling you to do. Like I know when I first started mentoring, like I was putting down a lot of money. And so I was going to do what the mentor was telling me to do, despite how bad how shitty it would have to be. But and I got afraid that this is when I was first starting to get good at trying to talk to women. Like the fact that I put down all that money, I followed through. And you have to be open to what your mentor is saying to you. But if you're not, then it's just don't waste your time.
Yeah, man. I mean, with the right people around you, man, anything's possible. Like, if you're hanging around, if you're a broke ass and you're hanging out with, you start hanging around with millionaires, I believe it's only a matter of time before your broke ass becomes a millionaire because that shit will rub off on you, man. It's like we're kind of products of the people, we hang around with. So you start to become the average of the, what's the saying? You're the average of the five people you hang around with. Um, so you really want to surround yourself with good people. If you're hanging out with people that are bums and shit, and you're doing all right, you're gonna feel like kind of like a king, you know, because
Hmm.
you're hanging out with bums, so you're feeling like, I'm not doing too bad in life, right? You know,
Right.
you're like, I'm doing all right, you're hanging out with guys that are fucking living with their parents and they're fucking getting support from the government and they're smoking weed every day and they haven't gotten laid in 3 years and you've gotten laid, you're getting laid now and again, you've a job and you're gonna feel like you're doing pretty fucking good in life, but if
Right.
you but if you're like hanging out with guys that are way better than you, like in terms of like success and all that, man, you're gonna like feel like shit. I'm doing not doing too good. I better like up my game, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk to these guys, and they're gonna help me, and you'll see what they're doing. Like, how are they making money? How are they coming up? You know,
Hmm.
how have these guys? And they'll your friend. If you're hanging out with them, they're obviously gonna start helping you. You're gonna hear things. You're
Hmm.
just in
Right.
conversation, right? You're gonna think, oh, what'd you do? Oh, I did this. I got on this website. I invested in this cryptocurrency. Oh yeah, hit this. Invest this. So
Mhm.
you'll start to grow by being around people that are better than you. So honestly, you should like. It's not like you should just discard people that are like less than you, but you should like you should source out people that are doing better than you. Also,
Hmm.
you know,
Right.
and that's really important, man. That's a really important aspect of trying to grow as well. Trying to
Hmm.
find people that are better than you in certain aspects, and then it's also good if you can obviously help them. So it's like an exchange. It's not just like some kind of like, because if you're not bringing anything to the table, it's going to be like hard to maintain kind of like like a good like friendship or whatever. If you're
Hmm.
just constantly taking, so you want to have something to bring to the table too.
Right. Like kind of give back to them helping you out in return.
Yeah, 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 100%.
Do you brothers think it's possible to be successful without having a team or a tribe? What do y'all think?
I
No, you
mm,
can't do it on your own, man. You gotta be, like I said, like I said, have like a group of people. Like I would recommend trying to find a group of successful people who you want to be, or work with a group of, some mentors and stuff. You need that because I found that really helped me motivate me. I don't want to use motivation, but it pushed me in the right direction and everything. And I was able to share like some of my setbacks, and I got feedback on how to do it better, and that helped out a lot. You definitely need that support.
I mean, I think there's definitely some people out there that did it themselves, but like I mean, I'd say in general, I think people need support, need mentors, need people to guide them. Of course, there must be people out there's people out there who figured some technology out and did it themselves, but did something, started a business themselves. But ultimately, you need people like this. We're humans are herd creatures. We can't live completely independently, right? We need like who's going to give you money? You're going to need customers. You're going to need something. You're going to need someone, right?
Hmm.
That's the point.
I'm
So, in general, it's probably people need mentors, but
gonna
yeah,
say I'm gonna say yeah for now, just before because uh, well, you can't really be successful without building relationships. You're gonna through that success, you're gonna have to build relationships. If you're making money with people, you're gonna have to. But on the flip side, I say the only loophole is it's just because it's now, and this is for young guys that can benefit is Google and YouTube because now you can just find out shit and you can learn how to build shit, do whatever you want online. But that wasn't an option for us growing up. It wasn't accessible.
Mhm.
Like you couldn't just learn how to start a security company step by step in a day. You can find shit like that. How to be how to do whatever. You can find
Yeah, right.
so
Happy wants to say something. It looks like. I think Mac froze.
I cut off there.
Yeah, I said it looks like Happy wanted to say something.
Yeah, I think my internet's shit, but
Oh, okay. Yeah,
the
it's almost 7, so I don't. If you gotta go, like, I don't want you to be late for your show. So
it's
you
I
gotta.
got 5 more minutes and then I got to bounce, but yeah,
Okay.
it's all good. Um, yeah, man, my kind of sound cut out my internet. What was Afi saying right there? It's kind of cut off for me.
uh,
I got cut off too. I kind of lost train of thought for a second trying to figure out. But no, we were talking
I'm
about.
saying basically, when you're being successful, making money, you're gonna have to build relationships throughout that journey. So you can't really go without it.
Right.
Mhm. Right. No, I found that really helped me out, like just building relationships with people, like-minded people. I mean, not just with mentors, but I actually fortunate enough to meet people who are kind of on the same
People will
path
confuse it.
business wise.
People will feel like because they're the mastermind that they did it themselves. That's not true, but that's the way they
Hmm.
look at it because since they masterminded it, whatever to them it feels like they did it themselves. Y'all know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Um,
Like Fight
yeah.
Club, like that. Y'all seen Fight Club?
Yeah, I've seen Fight Club.
That type of shit.
Mm. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, ultimately, I think, if you're looking for success, I think you want to get around other successful people. That is that is the antidote. That is the one of that's kind of not I wouldn't say a quick solution, but that is one of the best ways, to get ahead. Kind of,
Mhm.
or figure out how to get ahead, because
Mhm.
yeah, it just makes sense, really. It's just like, I do think we're kind of products, for the most part, we're kind of products of our environment. We're not talking about the exception to the rule here. We're
Mhm.
talking about the rule. And if you're in an environment with successful people, it's likely that you're also gonna become successful.
Mhm.
If
I
you're in
agree
an
with you.
environment with very unsuccessful people, down and out people, it's likely that you're not gonna do too well. Or but I'm not saying, people are like, oh, this guy did this, and this guy did that, and it's like, yeah, he's an exception to the rule, or she's an exception to the rule, right?
Mhm.
It's not
But yeah,
like,
we got to hold ourselves accountable. I mean, we're responsible for our own life too, so we have the choice to kind of pick ourselves up. I mean, that's the same too. Like when you're afraid to do something, you have the choice. But most people, it's hard for them to do that.
hard for them to pick themselves up.
Yeah, just to kind of take responsibility for their life. I mean, I think at one point though they can do it when things have become, I don't know, too much of a burden in their lives, and they're tired and fed up, and then yeah, they figure out a way to get it, so they can, maybe whether it be getting a mentor or just taking accountability for themselves, and having the discipline to go out there and do one thing at a time to get to where they need to go.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
I would say,
100%, man.
importantly, uh, don't be afraid to fail. Like there's no way to avoid it.
Mm.
There's no way to avoid it. Just don't be afraid of it. It's gonna happen. Like,
Learning process, man. It's like, failure is a part of it. Like, it's not even. Not only should you not be afraid of it, you should, like, I wouldn't say embrace it, but it's like it is a part of it. It's like, learning a language. You're gonna fail, like, a lot, like, thousands of times. Pronouncing different words, like you're learning um. So it's like failure is a part of the process. But
It
it's,
is.
yeah, it's like,
Any final thoughts, you guys, on today's show?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on. It's
Yeah,
a good
no
talk.
problem, man. Like
Mm.
it's been a while since the three of us have been on together and
Yeah,
everything. And
man.
you can be sure to check out Mac's channel at Mac the Day Gamer, and then go to his website, MacTheDayGamer.com. It's coaching. And then Afi, definitely check out the Afi Kingdom podcast and everything. Afi's a cool guy. And then where can they find you on Instagram, Afi? And then you changed your
um,
Instagram.
yeah, follow me on YouTube, Afi Kingdom Podcast. Follow me on Instagram at King Genius Afi. And if you want a consultation, uh, go to the website dominancemindset.org and follow me on Amazon.
Okay, cool. And then, yeah, guys, I hope you like the video. Be sure to subscribe. I'll be doing another live stream this Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time with a sophisticated man. We'll be talking about, why inaction leads to depression. So definitely check that out. And, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And my book will be coming out in a couple of weeks. I'm just working on some of the final edits. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. And I'll just post the link for that later on. So thank you very much, guys, for coming on. And we'll have to do this show again.
All right, man.
Peace.
Peace,
Peace
brother.
out.